the podcast awards happened whilst I was away.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, you might need to beep this or not. Might not want to beep it.
I'll get ready.
Guess what we won? Call! Call!
Oh, they did beep it. They did.
We won all. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nada. We were nominated for Best Radio Show Podcast. As far as I'm aware, there were 5 nominees.
Correct.
5 nominees. Yeah. And then they give out bronze, silver, and gold.
I know there were 6 nominees. 6.
6.
That was it.
6 nominees. Right. 3 of them get an award of some kind. They get a gong. You get a bronze, you get a silver, and you get a gold. 3 of the nominees get call. Guess what we got, ladies and gentlemen? That's right. Nothing. And the cheeky even invited Dominic to give out an award.
Yeah,
now,
they did.
Call me old-fashioned. You're nominated for an award. They ask you if you'll give out an award. Wink, wink. Well, you're going to be there. You're going to win. No. None of the British Podcast Awards who can shove their award up their podcasting assholes.
James, did you get all of those?
I think so.
I was livid. And Dominic, when you texted me, were you a bit drunk?
No, I'd had a few, but I wasn't drunk.
We were in a room with a free bar, and we were watching the awards on a screen. So we weren't.
It was a bit like Cineworld.
You weren't in the room?
No.
It was a bit like Cineworld and Odeon. So we.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No.
So we were in the winners. It was called the winners' room. So the idea is it was a lovely moment. James and I realised what was going on. So there's the winners' room where from the main room the winners get brought into this room, the room that we were in, which is also relaying it on a big screen. Now, very quickly, James and I clocked that all the people who are winning awards are in the other room because this is the room they get brought into. So I had to go and present the second award of the evening, which was for news and current affairs.
Were there tables?
It was like a cinema. It was like a big screening room, essentially, with a stage and the host at the end.
We were nominated for one award and in the running for another award. So
we were
nominated for one and in the running for the People's Choice Podcast Award.
That's right.
They also asked you to give out an award.
Yeah.
You weren't even in the room where the awards were being place.
No. We were watching it on a screen and we had to watch Dom on telly and then hear it.
Who's that? Who's the woman?
Kiaran Lloyd.
Yes.
Kiaran.
Who?
She was very funny, actually.
She's very funny. Very, very funny.
Okay.
She was very good. She
hosted it?
She hosted it. Did a very good job. I gave the second award of the evening, which was good, because then I discovered vodka and Coke that evening. It was brilliant.
I should have gave you the audio for it.
Oh, it was brilliant. And then I text you to say, well, we didn't win anything, but we did make it into the top 10. And actually, we did better than that. I think we got into the top 5.
4.
For the audience award.
We were 4th.
Oh, were we?
4th.
Right.
No.
So we've been asking you to vote for our podcast in the Best Podcast Award of the British Podcast Awards, sponsored by the BBC. This Listeners Award was sponsored by the BBC Sounds app.
Yeah.
The BBC app made by the BBC that has all their podcasts on. The BBC Podcast app sponsored the Best Podcast Award. Guess who won? Guess what company makes Dodom? Guess. I'll give. Was it us, a non-BBC podcast?
No.
Was it a BBC podcast?
Yes. It was, yeah.
Shove your podcast trophies up your holes. Livid.
Oh, that's our invite gone for next year, I reckon.
So we were 4th. So I want to thank everybody listening who voted.
Yeah.
We were 4th on the list. We beat Simon Mayo and Mark Kermode.
Yeah.
And their move review, whatever they do.
Yeah.
And we're 4th.
Yeah.
4th we got.
And that's out of any podcast ever, so that's good.
Do you know how many...
So from next week, I want on our podcast, officially, the 4th most popular podcast in Britain.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that. Do you know how many votes were cast in all in that category? was nearly 200,000.
Right.
That's
Not enough is the answer.
Not enough.
Not enough. And if
Yeah.
you're listening to this and you didn't vote, you lazy you ruined it. Do you know how much more money we could have made? We could have charged double. I was having the jingles made up and everything.
Yeah, I know. It was a shame. It was a shame.
Dominic gets invited to they ask him to give out an award. They put him in another room and then give us
Oh, another one.
Well done, James. You got that one. So I was in a room called the winner's room, and I thought, do you know what? This obviously means we've won. I'm not in the loser's room. I'm in the winner's room.
Rubbing it in.
Yeah, it was a shame, but yeah. Thank you very much, everyone.
Absolutely raging.
But it was a free bar in the winner's room.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, vodka and Coke. Yeah, I discovered a bit of that. It was
Dom's
good.
new drink.
It is my new drink. I like it. I like it a lot.
So, the what were we in? Best radio podcast? Is that what it was?
Sponsored by, I think it was Radio Player.
Right.
Supported by Radio Player. Yeah.
What's Radio Player? Nothing to do with us.
No.
No, it's just something you can listen to stuff on.
Well, we didn't win. Best radio podcast. The Chris Moyles Show on Radio X.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Yeah.
Tara and George. The f*** is Tara and George?
That's another one. Well done, James. You got that one as well.
Shout Out Radio.
I'm not familiar
Which
with.
sounds to me one step up from Radio Grange Hill.
Oh.
Was that Pippa?
No, it's not Pippa, actually.
Multi-story, BBC Local Radio. Brexit, A Love Story. And Fun Kids Science Weekly from Fun Kids Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got nothing.
No,
Nothing.
Sadly not.
We got nothing.
In hindsight, it's a good job you didn't come. That was probably for the best.
I would have torn the friggin' walls down. Can I say friggin'?
Yeah. Well, you just did twice.
I
That's
just
fine.
did.
That's fine.
Well, in slightly better news, not
No.
podcast related.
No.
Pippa.
No.
Is out the tunnel.
No. And the winners of the Best Radio Podcast at the British Podcast Awards, gold went to Multi-Story. What the f*** is Multi... It's a podcast about car parks?
Well done, James.
My... Silver went to Tara and George. What is Tara and George? Yeah. Do you know what that is?
No.
You must know.
Tara and George.
You work in the industry... You make podcasts.
No, there's 500,000 podcasts.
And the bronze went to, before I tell you who the bronze went to, the British Podcast Awards. What is the story behind that? Who started it?
Who started it? One of the co-founders is Matt Deegan.
Matt Deegan. What
Yes.
does Matt Deegan do?
He works...
I know the name.
He does a few things, but he produces and he set up Fun Kids Radio.
Oh, he set up Fun Kids Radio?
Yeah.
Matt Deegan?
Yeah.
And he also set up the Podcast Awards?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, where was I? Oh, that's right. And the bronze goes to... Oh, strap yourselves in for this one, kiddies. The bronze goes to... Fun Kids Science Weekly, made by Fun Kids Radio, the guy who started the Podcast Awards. You couldn't make this up.
Oh, it's a great idea you went
The
there.
guy gave himself the bronze.
Oh, dear. Oh.
It's more insulting that he got the bronze than the gold.
I know. Oh, dear. Yeah. You were best off out of it. I really think you were.
Best radio podcast. Ours is the only one with the word radio in it. The Chris Moyles Show on Radio X podcast.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Multi-car park, whatever the frig it is. Tara and George. And I don't want anyone thinking, do you sound bitter? I am bitter. Don't think it, know it.
But we had a nice evening. We bumped into Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
He was there.
I bet he won nothing as well.
No, he was merely presenting.
I bet he was promised. Yeah, turn up, give out an award, Michael. You'll win it. You'll win something.
Never know. But we had a lovely chat. I was talking to him about. I don't know what I was talking to him about. I was a few vodka and cokes in at the time. But he was very pleasant. You had a chat with him as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
He was nice. He was very nice. He said hello and said hopes you're well as well.
Now, was he in the room?
He was in the winners' room. So he came in to present an award. And
Even he wasn't in the tunnel room.
He was literally doing what I was doing, basically just presenting an award. And I think it was to somebody he knew who had a podcast and stuff. So he
Tara or George?
Yeah, Tara. He doesn't talk to Tara. It was all about George for everything.
It was lovely. They asked him to do a video message, and he said, "I can do one better than a video message. I'm free that evening. I'll just come in."
Yeah.
So he came along.
I heard somebody go up to him and said, and started recording on their phone, which is very cheeky, and said, "I wonder what Tony Blair would make of an evening like this." Because obviously he famously played Tony Blair.
They just went up to him,
literally
put a
started
phone in his
recording. I
face.
wonder what Tony Blair would make of it. And he goes, and he was brilliant. He literally just said, "Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm actually an actor, not an impressionist." So he went, "Oh, I'm sorry." He got, "That's all right, no problem at all. How are you doing?" And they was just lovely as pie.
See, now this is why I don't like myself.
Because you wouldn't have done that.
Because this would be my reaction. Do you want to do it? To me?
I just put the phone in your face there. I wonder what Tony Blair would have made of an evening like this.
Oh, I would imagine it'd have been like, "Get that f***ing phone out of my face before I tear your trousers off and shove it so far up your
Oh, another one.
that the next time you sneeze, you'll sneeze out your own phone."
Yeah, it's a different approach, isn't it? It's a different approach to dealing with.
See, Michael Sheen is obviously just a much nicer
Very nice
person
guy.
than me. Although, let me tell you this, his podcast is very boring. He never shouts or swears.
Never.
Well, I would say let's get Pippa. We're meant to be getting Pippa on, but how long have we been going for?
We've been going for 33 minutes.
Because-
That was a 12-minute rant about the podcast.
Well, listen, it's got to provide some kind of material.
Now,
But genuinely, thank you. If you did vote, we're fourth, right?
I think that's good.
And we will use that line, the fourth
Absolutely.
best podcast the fourth most popular podcast in the UK.
Now, we have heavily edited the language during that. Is it possible to release the unedited version with a little E next to it for fans of swearing? Because it was very, very funny. Are we allowed to do that?
What? One version that's with and one version without.
I don't know why we beat the swearing out. In all honesty, why do we?
I guess because people of all ages will listen, I suppose. And some of the
thing is, if you beep out everything I say, it makes, because I like to swear.
Yeah.
And I like to do creative swearing.
Well, and some of it was very creative.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed as well, which is always
Sometimes
good.
it is
I mean,
funnier when there's a beep.
Yeah, but sometimes it won't make any sense. For example, I'd like to find Matt Deegan, and do you know what I'd like to give him as a present?
Go on.
A box full of my own that I have squeezed out of my hole,
Yeah.
and then I've taken out my all over it, wrapped up in a bow,
One long beep.
and then I want to shove his ugly face into it. Now, you beeped that so much that it didn't really make any sense.
It could have been lovely.
So James makes marks in the recording audio here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 34 or 35 marks at the moment, which
It's
is
35. you
30 it is 35 now.
Is it worth ringing Pippa and just saying hello?
Yeah, let's try.
Should do,
And then
shouldn't we?
we're going to go because I'm going to take you for a drink.
Okay, fine. Well, I'm not finishing work till 4.
Dialing.
I can't finish work till I mean, I can do if you say we have to go for a work meeting.
Outside
Let's do
meeting.
that. Yeah, let's do an outside meeting.
We'll do an outside meeting. First of all, let's ring Pippa in Italy.
Hello.
Ah, ciao.
Hola. Hola.
Ciao.
Yeah,
That's right.
Donde está el sanitario? How are you?
Oh, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I've just heard that you've been chatting about the podcast.
Yeah, we gave it a little mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Never mind, eh?
Yeah.
What
Do
if?
you know, basically, to summarise what I said was the British Podcast Awards can go and themselves.
Oh, bleep.
Pretty much, yeah.
This podcast, Pippa, has more beeps than any previous podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast.
What was that? Cast? What's
podcast.
that?
Oh, there's another
We
one.
need to beat that.
Pippa's just sent us a picture of her view, Chris. Have you got that? This is where Pippa is at the moment, look.
So we're currently in a car, which is taking us from Naples to, it's called Priano on the Amalfi Coast, but we're just passing Sorrento, which is what I've just taken a picture of, and we've just passed the limoncello factory, and it was everything in us to not stop in there because that's where they make it. And I've just been told they do a lovely limoncello spritzer, which is limoncello, prosecco, and a strawberry in it, which sounds lovely.
Stai avendo una bella melodia.
Oh, what was that?
Yes.
What was that, Pip?
You are? Oh, good.
Wow.
I just asked, are you having a lovely time? And
Ah.
she said yes.
Brilliant.
What was that?
That was me speaking Italian.
Yeah, I didn't know you could speak Italian.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, Chris, you sound just like one of these locals.
Well, I like
Great.
to put the accent on.
Yeah, you do,
You know?
don't you? Gosh.
Oh, do that again.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Ed è Toby con
Okay.
te.
Oh dear, sorry. Is
Ed è
that...
Toby con te.
Who's Derby Conti?
Yeah,
Have you met Derby
they
Conti?
can go and Jeff themselves as well. The question I asked was, is Toby with you?
I thought it said something else.
No.
He is. He's
Ed
sat
è
here
Toby
right
con
with
te.
me. Well,
Ed è Toby con te.
well, I mean,
What did you
He
think?
can be.
What did you think it was saying, Toby and Pippa?
he can be annoying.
Ed è Toby
Here,
con
I'm
te.
going to pass.
He can be annoying.
I'm going to pass over quickly to say hello. 1 second.
Oh, yeah, but don't tell him we'll do... Okay, we'll talk to him in Italian.
Hello.
Do you like chocolate?
Oh, that's the English version.
Ciao Toby.
Tom's translating English.
Hang on,
Ciao,
Toby.
Toby.
An English woman
Ciao,
asking me,
Toby.
do I like chocolate?
Ciao Toby.
I'll press the English
Ciao,
one.
Toby.
Ciao.
Hello.
How
Ciao,
are you?
everyone.
Are you having a lovely time, and why didn't you go into the limoncello factory?
Because I'm more of a birra. I prefer my birra.
Toby, I've got a question for you. You probably can't work out what it'll be. Hang on.
Okay.
Ti piace la cioccolata?
What about that one?
Yeah. Big fan of chocolate. Thank you for asking,
well done.
Italian man.
Well done. That's good.
Yeah, it's much easier when you play out the English version first.
Isn't it? Yeah. Are you having a lovely time, Tobes?
Yes, we are. We're having a lovely time. We've just done Rome, which was awesome. But now we're about to go to the much more sedate Amalfi Coast and just eat and drink. It's a tough life. I don't think you quite understand just how tough we've got it, actually. But how are things in London? England.
Hai avuto il sesso da quando sei arrivato in Italia?
Wow, that's a lot of information to share.
It's a yes or no question. I'll give it to you again.
Hai avuto il sesso
Okay.
da quando sei arrivato in Italia?
Yes, big time.
Would you like me to give you that in English?
Yes, please. Yes.
Have you had the sex since you got to Italy?
And Toby, just following on that theme, one more
My
question.
original answer. Yes.
Il tuo culo.
Oh, what's that again, Dominic?
Right.
Il tuo culo.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to go for 100% unequivocally yes.
Up your bum.
Oh, Toby, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, ciao, Bella.
Well,
Ciao, Bella.
again, ciao, Bella, indeed.
I love this game. What a weird.
100% with my original answer.
Hey, can you believe, Toby, we didn't win Podcast of the Year with a cracking podcast
I
like
know.
this?
I know. What more have you got to do?
Exactly.
What more have you got to do?
More. Well, listen,
Dom was in front of the podcast awards.
It was terrific. I discovered whiskey and Coke. That was my it's my vodka and Coke. Vodka and Coke. It's my new drink now. So
is it now?
I had a
Okay,
lovely
good.
time.
Well,
Thank you very much.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, and commiserations. But there's always next year, and with award-winning content like this, they'd be a fool not to pick you.
When you say there's always next year, Toad, have a listen to this podcast when it goes out, because if the British Podcast Award judge is listening, I don't think we'll have a chance next year. Just saying. Just saying.
I would like.
We've ruled ourselves out.
I have a message in Italian for the British Podcast Awards people, and here it is.
Okay.
Possono incassare I loro premi nei loro folletti.
I kind of got the meaning of the last word.
If that was in English, would it need a beep?
If it was, well, in English, it's.
They can stick their awards up their holes.
There's another beep. Oh dear.
Right,
There we go.
Toby,
Cheers.
put Pippa on. We're going to let you
Yeah,
go and
I'll
enjoy
find you
your
back.
holiday. Have a
I will see you chaps all next week. Have a lovely time.
Yeah,
have a
you
great
too. Have
holiday.
fun.
You deserve it. Well done.
Cheers, guys. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Toby Tarrant, ladies and gentlemen. Off he goes.
There he is.